So can you cook?
Yes, I can cook, I can clean.
Yeah, see, this is why I came to Thailand, to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, all they do
Oh my God.
is complain.
A lot of the passport bros will be like, women only want you for your money. And then they go get their 90-day fiance on, and she's clearly just with you for your money.
Where you, if I'm working all day, sorry, I maybe don't want to come home and cook for 2 hours to feed you when you get home.
Even when I'm not working all day, I don't want to be home cooking for 2 hours.
It's men that talk like this, that act like this, who hate black women.
To be fair, he's also just comparing American women.
Well, he didn't go to Africa. He went to Thailand.
But he said American.
He could have gone to Jamaica too.
It's not like he went to a European country.
Yeah, but you're not ending up in Thailand. You're choosing Thailand.
It's not even about the woman. It's just cheaper in Thailand. You can't get no in America because the eggs is $10.
Unfortunately, we have to attach that to
no,
race.
but
To be fair, though, he was ugly.
Sir, you are not fine.
No, he's not.
Basically, today's video, right? I want to do a loyalty test with y'all, right? Basically, I've been doing these loyalty test videos where basically I have y'all go through each other's phone and see who been like, wait, what's wrong? Are you good? Hold on. What's your name? What's your name again, bro? Tay. That's who's that?
Yeah, who's Sean, bro?
Your name Tay. Who is Sean?
That's my gay best friend.
You gay?
Yeah.
Oh, why you got you? Hold on. Call Sean real quick. Call Sean. You cool if we call Sean?
Hey, do you know she got a boyfriend, bro?
Nah, we've been going together for a couple minutes now.
I swear to God, I would have boyfriends and never post them once. I will hide you till the day I die because I didn't want to share that I had a boyfriend because I wanted to still see if there was other options out there for me. I know this is toxic and horrible to say. Everyone, keep on moving on. Judge.
Oh, I'm so tired. Yes. You know what? All right, bet. We're done. We're done. I swear. You're so ungrateful. You're so ungrateful. I'm taking all this stuff back.
Just do better. Just do
No,
better.
bro, I'm taking all this stuff back.
I need to be treated like a queen.
I'll go get this to another female. I'll take all this stuff back. Just leave it.
A $25 date in Colombia. Here's how it went down.
I'm back in Colombia. My date's on the way. I'm gonna see how much fun we can have with just 100,000 pesos. This equals only about $25. Let's go.
This is our first date, so we're both feeling kind of nervous, and the language barrier caused some misunderstandings to say the least.
So he's boozy.
No, it's no bussy. Busy.
Busy.
Yeah.
She told me how she grew up in a small town out in the jungle and wanted to show me what some of the local fruit tasted like.
Super delicioso.
I like it. I like it better than this.
¿Qué es mejor?
As the date went on, we relaxed a little bit. I ordered us some drinks, and she showed me a local mix.
Gaseosa y cerveza.
I had to order some empanadas, and we were both vibing in Spanglish until she spoke too fast.
Se llaman empanadas de iglesia porque son empanadas más pequeñas.
Women here are very feminine, right?
La cultura quizás. Es por myself.
Yeah.
Me encanta mi cabello siempre bien, mis uñas. Y quiero que tú me veas bien. Es por todo. Ropa, verme bien.
Sí, sí. También.
I need to wait for 2 years.
2 years. Wow. Did you already apply? You need a 90-day fiance. Someone to marry you.
Yes.
We noticed directly behind us was a church. I don't know what you guys would have done in this situation, but I'll tell you what I did. Part 2's coming. Make sure you follow me. I got good shit.
Honestly, the amount of white dudes with Thai women that are waiting to board international flights, it's an absurdity. It is crazy. Like, half of the couples in this airport right now are beautiful Thai women with super basic white dudes.
I'm so goddamn tired of being the fifth wheel or the third wheel. And I got into it with my friend today. And she was like, well, it's a lose-lose. Either they don't invite you and then you're hurt because you're left out, or invite you and you're the third or the fifth wheel. I'm just over it. I'm exhausted by it. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of feeling like the loser who doesn't have someone. I'm tired of feeling like the person who like doesn't know how to like grow up and move on with their life. I'm tired of feeling like shame because like no one's chosen me, or I haven't found somebody that like, and like for the most part I feel like I'm good and I don't really like, you know, stress about it. But every now and again it just hits me when I'm just like, yep, my plans this weekend include being the fifth wheel to multiple dinners, parties, happy hours. And it's not a big deal. I have like a million things going for me, but sometimes it just hits me.
I have a dog. That's enough for me. A couple days later, she's like, so you don't want kids, but you have a dog. Do you have like a boyfriend or anything? And I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. She was like, how old are you? And I said, 27. She's like, and you've never had a boyfriend? And I like never really cared. But there's something about her like saying that really hit me this time, because like I've never been on even like 2 dates with the same person. Like even guys I've talked to or like hooked up with, they'll slowly stop talking to me, and then I find out they have a girlfriend or they get into a new relationship like a week later. And like when I was younger and I didn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'd be like, it's because I'm fat. I used to weigh like 320 pounds. I lost 160 pounds. It's not like I'm being hit up every day, every week, even every month with like people in my DMs or like messaging me on Snapchat trying to get with me. It's like no one hits me up. It's not even like I'm being selective with who I'm picking and like turning people away. It's just like people aren't coming up to me and I don't understand. Not like I have an issue with people like wanting to hook up with me, but if it tries to go a step further, they're like, absolutely not, no. I don't want to just like hook up with random people that I don't know, so I'll tell people that I don't want to hook up with them until I know them, and then they're like, well, you're a prude. I'm like, I literally can't win. Why it's like hitting me so hard this time is the fact that she had the audacity to ask by choice, and I just sit there and I'm like, no, it's not by choice. When I was younger, I was like, oh, it's because I'm fat. Oh, it's because I'm fat. Once I lose weight, I'll have no problem. And now that I'm like not fat, I'm just like, what is it? What is the reason? So now I'm gonna finish my energy drink and hit the gym until I can't feel my emotions anymore. Maybe that's the reason.
I'm just sad because like it's a fucking Saturday night and I'm sat indoors on my own. I've got to go and pick my mum and dad up because they've got a fucking better life than me. Oh, I don't know why I'm so upset about it. I think it's because I text my friends and they're like with their boyfriends and I'm like, okay, cool. Oh well. So I'm just gonna cry into my wine. I was talking to somebody the other day, and do you remember at school when you used to say, oh, when I'm 25 I'm going to be married with kids? Well, I'm not. I'm fucking single. Do you know what worries me? I'm like, where am I ever going to meet someone when I just spend my weekends sitting in my fucking bedroom? Because they're not going to run through the door with fucking flowers and sweep me off my feet, are they? No. And then I'm like, oh, I don't just want to go out for the sake of going out. Do you know what I mean? Like on the fucking prowl for a man. Because I wouldn't do that. But I'm like, where do I expect to meet someone? Hinge. Well, look what happened there. I just can't do it. I actually can't. I just feel sad for myself. Why am I crying? This is ridiculous. I don't even cry really, like... I haven't cried in ages. I was probably due a cry, to be fair. This probably sounds really fucking stupid as well. I'm just gonna go get in the shower.
The title of today's article is Passport Bros Are Idiots Who Will Be Dumped. I saw this happen many times. Like always, everything is a projection with these modern women. The title should be changed to Men in the West Who Get Married to Modern Women Are Idiots Who Will Be Dumped and Then Robbed. I saw this happen many times. The subtitle, Unless you're a rare exception, importing a wife will not end well. It's written by a feminist writer, Joanna Henderson. She basically describes herself as a boss woman, Canadian, mental health activist, banker and financier who drinks too much coffee, pursuing happiness and sharing my thoughts with others. So you can guess she's as single as they come. Despite looking cute, which right now, she's in her prime, celebrating her freedom to have as many men come over to her place as she wants. I had to join Medium to read this dumb article so you didn't have to. They even have subscriptions of $50 a month to read their feminist trash. Luckily, this was for free. Otherwise, I would have pulled out. Before we go any further with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Mr. Incognito, who shared, "So basically this is them admitting the only thing they have to offer men is their body?" Yup, that's basically what they're saying. So please, don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It could be the funniest, the most liked, or one that moved me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be tomorrow's winner. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as the support helps out the channel a ton. So now, let's get right back into the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
Let's get to the article. The internet is full of stories about passport bros who complain about Western women having high standards and that Eastern women are much better off as they are more conservative and traditional. These men seek women who would be interested in a trad wife kind of lifestyle, staying at home and taking care of the kids. So the bros grab their passports, quite literally, and travel to other countries, particularly those in Eastern Europe, Thailand, the Philippines, and others, where they find wives among local women and bring them to the United States. By bringing them to the US, I mean they legally sponsor them, which allows those women to arrive in the States on a 90-day fiancé visa. If you watch the 90-Day Fiancé show, you know how that visa works, although the show doesn't necessarily have passport bros. I'll give her some credit. She was right about most of it until she claimed that most of these men bring their new wives back to the gynocentric country, and she, like the most modern women, are using 90-Day Fiancé, which purposefully picks the worst men or men who aren't red-pilled, so of course they're going to make mistakes and have their passport bro experience not be the real experience. Most passport bros stay in that country because their dollar, euro, or pound goes further, and more importantly, their wife doesn't get corrupted by the feminist society in the West. It's a full escape New York type scenario. This is what our detractors do. They will bring up the most extreme part of the movement or worst guided males to try to delegitimize that movement. I don't have anything against passport bros in the sense that they don't see a woman such as myself as a proper life partner. Ironically, I was raised in Eastern Europe and couldn't wait to get away from any hint of closed-minded and old-fashioned views of family values. Side note, many Eastern European women are quite progressive nowadays. If those men choose to look for ladies elsewhere, then good for them, as it doesn't affect my life. After all, women like myself wouldn't date them anyway. However, there are two issues with this trend: human trafficking and the utter naiveness of the passport bros. Right now, this writer is in her prime, and probably gets a lot of offers for commitment from a lot of men, so of course she doesn't care. But when she turns 30 or hits the wall, those men that have wanted a relationship with her would have gotten the hint when she gives them the runaround to keep them in her orbit friend zone. They'd be overseas being treated right by a traditional woman and never want to come back. She's going to be crying on her Medium blog, "Where have the good men gone?" In these traditional countries, the trash like her takes itself out. Russia exports its 304s to Dubai. However, any Eastern Europe country that joins the EU will be injected with feminism, because that's the conditions of getting EU money for development. This is why a lot of poor countries will join the EU or NATO in the first place, because they get welfare handouts from the bigger economies like Germany and Italy. So do your research before going to any country. I have bad news for the passport bros. Unfortunately, there is a very low chance of this type of relationship and marriage working out in their favor. I'm speaking not just as someone who observes from a distance, but as a Western-minded woman of Eastern European origin. I cannot talk for Northern Asian women, but as per my observations, the idea is the same. I can attest to the characters of women who seek foreign spouses, and since I sometimes encounter them through friends and acquaintances, I can tell you from experience that these relationships don't usually work out. She again is seeing what happens when men bring back their new wives to Canada. Firstly, if you're going to bring back a wife, you're going to get the women who want the green card. And they're not looking to settle down, but to get a free trip and eventually live the American Sex and the City life. Secondly, if you're a loser in the West, you're going to be a loser in that other country, just a loser with a little more money. You still need to get in shape, be financially stable, at least middle class, and you need to have some experience with women. Acting like a beta or simp will turn off foreign women as well. There are a lot of crucial truths the passport bros are missing. And since those men share certain personality traits, they are in for a huge surprise once those ladies arrive at the American airport with their freshly issued US visas. I'm not American, but Canada is quite similar, and we have several passport bros here too. While I cannot speak of every single woman or situation, and of course, some of these partnerships do work out, I'm convinced that passport bros are mostly idiots who will get dumped within a few years after marrying their mail order brides. Apologies for being harsh, but I've seen many such situations unfold before my eyes. Strap in, and let me tell you why. She just repeated the same thing she said a couple of paragraphs ago. There is a lot to unpack here. Not every person, a man or a woman, who seeks a relationship with a foreigner is a passport bro or passport sis. Those are very particular people who should be referred to in such a way. For example, there are countries with lower female than male populations, such as Japan. Sometimes, Japanese men have to resort to looking for foreign wives simply because there aren't enough partners for everyone. This is fair and isn't connected to passport broing. It's the same thing in the West. A lot of men from other countries go to the United States, Europe, or London to work, thus driving the male-to-female ratio in favor of women. That's one reason why these women act so spoiled, because there are much more men to choose from. If you go to Eastern Europe like Ukraine before the war, you'd see more women per men to the point that clubs would limit the number of women to enter. Like they have a no ugly female policy, so you go in and see nothing but models. But it's different, because these women are looking for a full commitment. Like a boyfriend who supports them staying at home to cook and clean. This makes the men who are financially stable even more in demand. So a passport bro who's in shape and has a good income is going to be a baller and marry the woman of his dreams. He's going to get a housewife that looks like a model but dreams about being a wife. However, these relationships involve men seeking mail order brides. In my opinion, such arrangements aren't ethical because men essentially get women from much poorer countries and less fortunate families, meaning those women are at a disadvantage and are vulnerable as they move to the US. Often, such women come from poor villages and don't have a lot of opportunities in life, but even if they come from regular middle-class families, depending on the country, they still have fewer opportunities than in the United States. Or at the very least, they think they have better opportunities in the US since they were raised watching American movies and TV shows and have been dreaming about being like Monica or Rachel from Friends, living in New York and sipping coffee every day at Central Park. Do you know how many women I've heard of who watch Sex and the City and genuinely believe they would be like Carrie from Sex and the City, living in Manhattan? A lot. It's unbelievable. Guys, I love New York, but there are many downsides to moving there or to another American city or town. I'm sorry, but every country has downsides. She just explained why you shouldn't have a mail-order bride or dangle that green card. Right away, I need to point out that I know of happy foreign fiancé marriages. The first one I encountered after moving to Canada was a very nice Russian lady in her 40s who came here on a fiancé visa when she was almost 30. Her husband was a man in his early 60s and didn't seek a wife because he disliked Canadian women. He was a lonely widower who wanted a companion and a friend. The guy was also getting older and needed someone to help him around the house. Is it a good idea to marry someone for their time, attention, and help with chores instead of love and happiness? I don't think so. But was he honest about his intentions of seeking more of a business transaction? Yes. He didn't despise local women, it was just hard for him to meet anyone locally. Also, most women his age wouldn't be able to care for him, and he wasn't a creep who would seek ladies in their 30s or 40s, who were almost half his age. It's more like he rejected the women his age and wanted someone younger. He got a woman half his age and enjoyed it while it lasted. She's an adult, she's not a kid, so apparently that was a good deal for her. Now, I'm not saying the man did a good and honorable thing by ordering a friend and, essentially, a maid in exchange for her receiving a Canadian visa and a passport. However, the lady didn't have many opportunities back in Russia, and she was disenchanted by her experience with Russian men. So, she gladly moved to Canada and they became friends and partners. They have lived a happy marriage for many decades. She stayed with him after getting her passport and then started working instead of being dependent on him. Sounds like a good deal for both. Like I said, the guy got to enjoy a hot 30-some-year-old before he became a crypt keeper. You can say women like that are passport diggers, but they aren't necessarily gold diggers. Some genuinely want a better life in a decent country and a partner who will respect and value them. I hate to break the news, but most passport bros treat their wives and girlfriends great. The key difference is that they get a real girlfriend and wife experience back. They provide the foreign woman a better lifestyle in her own country, and she does her end of the deal. It's the same way everywhere on Earth. Except in the West, the modern women and feminists don't want to do their end of the relationship deal. The women who cry for equality and claim to be boss chicks seem to only want men who provide them with a better life, like a yacht or vacation lifestyle. I'm gonna start skipping over some things, because she repeats the same ideas over and over. Why are passport bros unhappy and choose to go overseas? This deserves a book, but I will try to distill it down to a few key points. Number 1, they are against the idea of modern Western women. You know what I mean by modern Western women, right? A modern, confident, independent woman who doesn't need a man to survive, like it was in the last century when women were not allowed to have banking accounts, got turned down from most high-paying jobs, and were overall treated like furniture, not as actual humans. Thankfully, the times have changed. Hate to break it to her, but most women are still not qualified for high-paying jobs today. Most of the engineers are still men, and Fortune 500 companies are mandated to give women the CEO job. So they'll give women the job when the economy is good. That way if they fuck anything up, it won't be as bad because everyone is making money in a good economy. When women claim they're confident, what they really mean is bitchy and hard to deal with. A pure headache. And independent means they don't want to be a real wife or girlfriend. As for women not being treated like humans, that's a typical feminist lie. Women were actually respected back then because they actually had virtue and were quality people. They didn't just have the responsibility of a man because the man was expected to get drafted to die in a war if the country got invaded. The man was expected to pay all the bills no matter what, even if it meant he worked every day of the week till he got a heart attack at the age of 40, so his wife can stay home and raise the kids. I have always believed that no one, regardless if you're a man, woman, or other gendered person, doesn't need anyone. Instead, we want someone. Another person who will love us and whom we'll love as well. It's truly horrendous that back in the day, men were chosen because they were a source of survival, not because women loved them. That's another lie. Yes, men were expected to provide, but women had free will to choose the man they'd marry. That's where courtship came. And in the Middle Ages, men died fighting for the right to marry the duke's daughter by jousting to the death. Why are most old couples still together after 50 years? If what she said was true, why do most marriages today with modern feminist women last less than 3 years? I mean, of course, I'd like to think that ladies loved their partners. But since I was accustomed to getting married extremely fast, I had difficulty believing people truly loved each other. They surely grew to care for and develop feelings afterward, similar to how arranged marriages are still being formed in certain countries. But would you genuinely be okay marrying someone who met you recently and doesn't love you? I wouldn't. She's bringing up another strawman. Arranged marriages only happen in super poor countries, and that's because families have to come together to share their resources, which will give them a more prosperous solution. In most developing countries that aren't dirt poor, the daughters have free will to marry who they're attracted to. It's just that they just can't pick a loser, as someone who doesn't have any motivation to make money. Skipping some of the article. But passport bros don't want a modern woman. They prefer the old-fashioned type of ladies who would stay home, take care of the house, raise kids, and take care of them. Sadly, this isn't the way many, if not most women in North America are. I'm mostly referring to Canada and the United States, but let's be real. Many other countries, particularly European ones, share the same philosophy. That's why these men go to Eastern Europe, especially non-EU countries, to find a wife. And even in the EU countries, there are plenty of traditional women from villages in the countryside. Number 2, they hate the idea of women being independent. I'm going to say this as many times as I can. When women say they want to be independent, they mean they want the ability to eject from the relationship and land on their feet, so they can have more leverage to not do wife duties and have more opportunities to cheat. This is why relationships in the West fail, because most women have one foot out looking for a better deal. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.